Number 171 in the indicator range is Endless Night. I picked this up recently in the indicator sale, knowing, as usual, absolutely nothing about it. Just that it was Agatha Christie. And that was really enough for me to check into this. And I heard a lot of chatter on forums about it being supernatural, murder mystery. Didn't really know what I was getting into. There was a lot of allusions to it being a kind of giallo movie. Now, I'm not going to lie, all these things really made me excited. I'm a big Agatha Christie fan. I like those murder mysteries. I think giallo was just an evolution of them. I threw this on knowing very little about it, and what you get thrown into is something I was really not expecting. You get thrown into the world of Michael, an eternal daydreamer, a person who can't set up roots, who just bounces from job to job, never really attaches himself or tries to push himself on in a career, does what he can, self-employed, and moves on, so it seems. And he has this strange passion. There is this area of land that's near his home that he just adores, and he has this fantasy of building his house there. And when he's there one day, he bumps into this girl, Ellie, who is everything he could possibly want. She's stunning, she's smart. Turns out she's extremely rich, which he doesn't know about first of all. And after a whirlwind romance, they get married and build this beautiful house, and then everything goes in a various direction that I don't want to kind of talk about the ways this thing moves, because I feel it's worthy for surprise. But what I was really kind of enamoured with was the character of Michael and his relationship with Ellie, and some of the strange cutting and way it focused on things at the start of the story. And I really do feel that this is a kind of movie that's going to benefit from a second watch, where I may notice a little bit more than I did the first time around, because it's really well constructed and set up in that fashion. I loved a lot of the actors in here, a lot of familiar faces of the time, people giving wonderful performances. Hayley Mills as Ellie is just wonderful. She's got that kind of just X factor, that kind of something special, and she just lights up the screen whenever she's there. Howell Bennett as Michael is really good as well. This character who feels as if he's never really letting the real him out until he meets Ellie is a wonderful kind of character as well. When we get the inclusion of Greta, who's a Brit Eklund, who's someone that's there, Ellie's friend, that's there to kind of needle and nag and prop at certain people and not really galvanise the situation, but more tear everybody apart. We get a great performance from Per Oscarsson, who is an architect that Michael bumps into at the start of the movie, who comes back later on in multiple scenes, and he's just riveting. One of these actors whom, whenever he appears on screen, you're captivated by his performance, and you feel as though you just warm to this guy immediately. I liked him. I liked every single thing about him. It was just wonderful, a great performance. And the movie feels, for the most part, like a romance. You know, you kind of get lost in the story, or lack of story. You know, you're just following this couple as they meet, as we get introduced to the various characters that surround this Ellie, and how Michael gets brought into that world, how they're all just a little bit antagonised by his marriage for their own personal reasons, how he fits into it, how his dream of getting his building kind of achieves everything that he wants, and this life is just settled into is really good. But it has these moments of supernatural hintings. Things are going bump, things are going a little bit stranger in this place. There's a lot of allusions to cats throughout the story, which I've not quite picked apart all the meanings of them as yet, but they're very prominent all the way through it. And it's just a wonderful surprise. It's one of those movies that I'd never heard of at all. Looking into it, it wasn't remarkably successful when it first came out. And I can understand why, because it's a movie that leaves you with an ending that is unexpected. As it says on the back of the box, only 3 people in 100 guess the answer to Endless Night. I don't even think, I think that's been a bit optimistic, to be fair. This movie is stunningly shot, really interestingly edited and put together, really well constructed from the story level up to the direction, which from the same writer director. I think he's done a marvellous job here. The acting is really on point as well, lots of great performances, red herrings, twists and turns throughout the way that really kept me on the edge of the seat and riveted right near the end of the movie, where I couldn't tear myself away from it. I was just captivated with what was going on, and I found a movie that I really enjoyed, and one that I'm looking forward to going back to yet again. Endless Night was a real treat of a movie. I'd love to know your opinion if you've seen it. Let me know in the comment box below. I'll see you next time on Man v Film.